What's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to be going over the crypto markets. We did have another dip, so I do want to talk about what coins I'm buying and my thoughts going forward, as well as some crypto news updates and stuff as well. Before we get started, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified for regular crypto videos. All right, everyone, so the markets aren't looking too great today. Another dip. Bitcoin down around 6%, 47,000 right now. It did dip under 46,000 but quickly recovered upwards. Ethereum at 3,800, pretty crazy. BNB down 7%, Solana down nearly 10%. Pretty much everything here down around 7 to 10%. Some cases even more for the small cap altcoins, especially the projects that have rallied a lot over the last month. Those are going to be the ones that crash the hardest when the markets do dip, so you do have to be careful of that, which is why I stress having a good entry and exit strategy being so important. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the top coins I'm going to be buying today, mostly just looking at top 50 altcoins that I am bullish on right now, because I do think it's very possible we do dip further, since there's a lot of new retail investors in the space, a lot of panic. So one of the major aspects of my entry strategy is to buy on every major dip like this. I do dollar cost average, even in the bull market. I have been doing this throughout the entire bear market, which is where you're going to get your best deals. Of course, you do have to stick around when the bear market does come. So if you are new to the crypto space, just understand that's where you're going to be getting your best deals when everyone is afraid that cryptocurrency is just going to die out. So of course, that's extremely high risk, but with extremely high risk comes extremely high reward on the projects that you do pick correctly. So lots of different altcoins here I'm still very bullish on that haven't really rallied during this bull market yet, that are big projects that I believe in for the long term. I will be covering some of these in this video and some reasons why. I do want to talk about some news as well and discuss the markets in general. So crypto fear and greed index right now at 28. I do think this is going to be dropping further since we did dip again. Last week was an extreme fear, but current prices, I do think we should be lower than where we currently are in the fear and greed index. So lots of fear in the markets in general right now. Something else here is the S&P 500 did recover and basically is back to previous all-time highs, while Bitcoin is pretty down from its previous all-time high, around $69,000. So this market is much easier for people to manipulate, and we have to keep in mind, with so much mass adoption on the horizon, there's going to be a lot of people that do want lower entries before things really start taking off in the space, before Visa, MasterCard, and all these other major platforms really start rolling out their services and crypto becomes more accessible. It's going to be too late at that point. So I think earlier this year, when Bitcoin hit all-time highs and then had that major market correction, everyone thought the bull market was over, but we ended up breaking out of that accumulation phase, continuing upwards, breaking previous all-time highs, now in a current dip that I do think is very healthy. And I do think things are still extremely bullish with so much mass adoption and so many companies getting involved. If you're selling at this point, you're most likely playing into that bear trap and giving these companies and everyone that low entry that they want. So I do think that was big manipulation at play here, spreading fear at the peak of a bull market like this. When the most retail investors are involved is the easiest time to manipulate the markets, because everyone that's new to crypto, they're not used to the flow of the markets, like I stated, and they're most likely going to play into their emotions and sell when the market is down like this, around $30,000 Bitcoin, and give the manipulators that low entry that they do want. So we did have a major run up here with no major correction. Now going forward here, we have had a couple healthier corrections here that are bigger. I think we are in a steady uptrend upwards that is healthy. We have to keep in mind there's major market corrections during a bull market here. And for context, 2017 here from Plan B, 38% across the board. Lots of major dips that we did have, big corrections. So this is normal and it is healthy. As you move upwards, people are going to take profit, especially as fear comes into to play. People are playing it safe, taking profits off the table, which is not a bad idea. That's part of my exit strategy, is to take profits on the way up. And if you do that every time you're at a peak, you can even buy back in when it has that correction. But having those reserves ready for the market dips, and then most importantly, having a huge reserve ready for the bear market, is where you're going to make your best trades for the very long term. So for cryptos, I look to hold for the long term. I do like to look for projects that I believe in, that are doing something groundbreaking in the crypto NFT space, that are going to be very useful down the line and continue building and becoming more relevant and picking up more mass adoption. These type of projects are hard to find, especially because there's so many promises out there that these projects will just never fulfill. So for me personally, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be the safest cryptos in the space to be holding. I'm more bullish on Ethereum than I am on Bitcoin, especially with how much Ethereum is being burned on a daily basis. BNB, I do hold a decent amount of this, but I have been taking profits on it, picking up some other stuff I'm more bullish on. As you guys know, very bullish on Cardano for the long term. I'm just staking that for 5% per year and waiting for that supply shock to come once there's decentralized exchanges and once everything really gets flowing with this. So I do think there will be a supply shock to ADA, just like there was for BNB when BNB was only around $50 when the Binance Smart Chain launched and PancakeSwap. We had a supply shock because so many new projects were launching on the Binance Smart Chain for the lower gas fees, very easy to set up, and different benefits to that. They all needed BNB for liquidity on the PancakeSwap. So all of these projects having to buy BNB, taking it out of circulation for liquidity, did cause a supply shock, sending this up 10x where it has held. So once something similar happens to ADA like that, I think that's when we're going to break a $10 ADA. And I do think that's very possible in early Q1 from how things are looking. Sunday Swap is getting very close. They just did their testnet. I'm also bullish on Solana. That's one of the ones I'm going to be picking up during this dip. I never really got a chance to buy too much of that when it was down. So that is one I am buying anytime it does have a major dip. So out of the top here, what I'm buying, since I have enough Ethereum and Bitcoin and BNB, I am going to be picking up Solana, Cardano, ADA. Also, I would be picking up Avalanche, but I got so much of that at the lower entry. It's just gone up so much that I'm not going to be picking that up. But besides that, I will be picking up more Chainlink. Definitely a project that has very high potential. Pretty much the crypto that gets the most partnerships in the entire space. It's going to be very useful in the metaverse as well. As you guys know, companies going all in on the metaverse and NFTs lately. Besides that, out of all the gaming coins, Decentralized, Axie Infinity, and Sandbox, out of these three, I would be buying Sandbox. But like I said, I picked so much of that up at the lower fees when it was under 50 cents. And had such a major run up that I am worried here that buying it right now, there could be even further correction. Even though it has had a major correction, it peaked out over $8, currently around $5. Could be a good entry here, similar to what we saw back here. But the game isn't public yet, and I think there's going to be some great opportunities to get in Sandbox Sand token going forward. And for the long term, this is one of my top picks in the entire space. I do think it's going to be a top 10 cryptocurrency, which is why I have my eye on it. I wish I bought more on my last purchase. I actually bought around 23 cents here end of June. So the Sandbox is definitely one of my top picks in the entire crypto space, but I'm not buying it during this current dip because, like I said, it had a huge rally recently and it could correct further. But going forward, big dips of 15 to 30%, I will be buying Sand every chance I get. And like I said, I do think it will be a top 10 cryptocurrency when the game is live and it is going mainstream with millions of users. I think that'll happen sometime in mid to end 2022. So besides that, what I'm looking to buy during this current dip is the projects that haven't really rallied yet, but have very high long-term potential. And like I said, Chainlink is one of those top picks. I will be buying some ADA and Solana, like I said. Besides that, I will be buying more EOS. I did buy this during the last dip as well. So there's some controversy behind this project, but there actually is big things happening behind the scenes, and I will be talking more about that in a separate video, going over those details. But the bullish exchange that the company behind EOS is working on is very close to being live to the public. It's currently live to institutional investors, and the volume there has been doubling pretty much every other day. So very high potential with this. It's a mix between centralized and decentralized exchanges. So you can provide liquidity here, earning passive income. for various cryptocurrencies. So I will be doing that with my EOS and some other cryptocurrencies. They have $10 billion of Bitcoin and EOS in liquidity for this exchange, which is just insanely massive. Huge investors behind this. So the bullish exchange is going to be using the EOS blockchain to log every single transaction, since it does have decentralized exchange aspects to it. So similarly, Uniswap, every single transaction is logged on the Ethereum blockchain. So it will be very interesting. If the EOS blockchain is as powerful as they say, this will definitely be very bullish for the EOS token, because it will get a lot of developers noticing this and a lot of new developers building on the EOS blockchain, which is very bullish as well. And I do think they're holding back on marketing for EOS and the blockchain and everything until this bullish exchange is going live. There's also some other controversy and recent news that has panicked some people about EOS. The community ramps up battle for organization control against former developer Block 1. So I will talk more about that. They did come out to a solution for this that I will talk about in that EOS video. I am working on putting that together. So Chainlink, a couple things here that happened for that recently. Former Google CEO is now a strategic advisor for Chainlink Labs. Pretty huge when you actually think about that. And something else very bullish here, Chainlink onboards an average of 1.4 new partners each day in 2021. When you actually think about this, Chainlink is probably the project onboarding the most new partners in the entire crypto space. The Chainlink Oracle is going to be very useful in the metaverse as well. So lots of utility will be coming out of this project. I don't know how it's as undervalued as it is right now, the Link token. This actually was one of the best performers in the bull market or the bear market. So I do think this one is quite undervalued, which is why I'm going to be taking this opportunity to buy this dip. And as we can see, in May, it actually peaked out over $50 very temporarily, bottomed out here under $15, which we're not too far off from that at this point. So this does have over 2x potential, just returning to previous all-time highs, which with everything they're building, I think it's very likely in the long term. So something else very important I do want to talk about is taking a loss on altcoins before the tax year is over. I'll be doing a separate video on this and why I'm going to be selling a lot of altcoins at a loss to offset some of my capital gains, saving you some money on your taxes. By doing this, you can also jump into other cryptocurrencies you think have higher potential. So this is a great time to be doing this since the year is almost over. I'm going to be taking losses on quite a few cryptocurrencies. That could be another reason why the markets are dipping right now. People just selling cryptocurrencies before the tax year is over. So still very bullish on the crypto space and mass adoption. Something else I do think that's going to be happening going into the future is we're going to be having much shorter bear markets of 2 to 6 months at a time. And then as mass adoption kicks in and all these major things are happening, we will have bull phases as well. So I do think going forward, things are going to be much different. Comparing the markets to previous cycles, I really think isn't going to play out well for people. I really don't think we're going to be entering an extended bear market like this, like we saw from beginning 2018 to end of 2020. So a great post here I do want to show you guys before I end the video. Internet may be just a passing fad as millions give up on it. So when the internet was just getting started, of course, websites and platforms were not nearly as developed. Now we have pretty much every major company has a huge presence on the internet, and this is only growing at a rapid pace. And everyone has their internet in their pocket now, which is just insane when you think about that compared to the 90s when we had this big clunky computer and it was hard to use with dial-up and everything. Cryptocurrencies are going to improve just like that. So imagine 5 to 10 years down the line, how much more cryptos are going to be improved and how much more accessible and faster and cheaper fees they're going to have as well. So these things take time to develop. We have to understand that. But for the long term, me personally, this is where I am dollar cost averaging and where my focus is in crypto and NFTs. Quick update on the JRNY Club before I end the video as well. We still have a couple thousand people that haven't claimed their POAP. I highly recommend that. It's completely free to claim it. There's no gas fee. If you do want to transfer it to the ETH mainnet, you do have to pay an ETH gas fee, but that's not necessary. So I do recommend that. I'll drop a link in the video description, and there's going to be at least one POAP per quarter that's going to be randomly dropped for the diamond hands. All of these POAPs will add up to something in the future, very important. So I do recommend claiming that if you haven't already. And you can list these on the POAP OpenSea collection as well. So besides that, I've seen quite a few people that haven't gotten the Discord yet. I do recommend that. And getting verified if you do hold a JRNY NFT. This will give you private access to the Clubhouse updates and all the Clubhouse chat groups as well. We do have a lot of stuff in the works here. Separate NFT chat groups for many different projects we're talking about. The community is very active, and this is where I'm dropping pretty much daily announcements on everything happening here. As you guys can see, the last announcement that was posted. So another huge benefit to holding a JRNY NFT is getting access to the private weekly NFT update videos. I just posted the first one here, and this will be posted on the Web3 website once that's done, but right now it's just password protected. So these videos are going to be going over the NFT markets, all the new projects that launched in the previous week, all the NFT projects coming up that I think are interesting, what we're doing with the community wallet, big updates on the JRNY NFT and everything. So if you guys do want access to that, just make sure you have the JRNY NFT, you get verified in the Discord, and then you'll get instant access to all of these channels and the Clubhouse chat groups as well. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be buying the dip today with the altcoins I mentioned. I am a little bit worried about the small cap altcoins in case this keeps dipping further, but that's why you should have a good entry strategy. Never use up all of your reserves all in one go, because as you guys know, the dip can keep on dipping. Especially during a phase like this where there's so many new retail investors. As soon as they get panicked, a lot of them will dump. So very possible we do dip further before things really start looking up. But overall, I'm not worried. I'm just accumulating for the very long term. That's your best bet in the crypto space. So you should definitely take the time to sit down and write out that entry and exit strategy and know your long-term goals here. And like I said in a tweet recently, if you're jumping into the markets just expecting to make some quick money that you're going to flip to buy a Lamborghini or a house or something, you're most likely going to be the one that's losing money. Whereas the people that have that long-term strategy and know how to enter and exit at the right times, they're going to be the ones that are very successful. So that's it for this video. I do have quite a few other videos coming up. That EOS video, video talking about selling small cap altcoins and taking that loss for tax reasons, as well as quite a few other things that I do have planned out. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.